Hello everybody and welcome back to Grand Bazaar. It is time for yet another fabulous weekend of hopefully bringing in some major money. We are now on our second to last bazaar of the spring season. I did a little bit of inventory configuration before bed yesterday. You can see that I've moved a few non-profitable items into storage as well as some tools. And I have a really good variety of stuff to sell. I've got tons and tons of turnip salads. I've got lots of other stuff just to offer a little bit of variety. And I think my farmer must have smuggled in some horseshoes somewhere along the way because I broke open my ore stones that I had saved up and I was able to get a moonstone and a sand rose as well as some scrap metal. Now these two gems should fetch me a really good price. I should be able to get ahead of my sales by having these on me. And that is simply just the luck the game rolled me when I opened up those pieces of ore. You may not have had as good a luck. So I think right now, assuming that I'm going to be able to get some stuff to sell, I will have quite a bit of money to play with. Now, my potatoes have also come in. I did check, and there is really nothing that we can make just with a potato on its own. So your options are to save the potatoes for future recipes, if that's what you really want to do, or just to sell them. And I will probably just sell them. I do have some milk here, and there is one recipe that I could make with a potato and milk, but I think I'll just sell it separately. And I'm not going to spend the morning watering anything because I've already done this day in practice just to kind of make sure that everything went smoothly. And so I've already watered, and I saved that progress to another slot so I don't have to repeat myself. And we will pick up with all of those tasks completed tomorrow. I'm just going to basically move my butt and get on over to the bazaar, and I might actually get there on time, which would be really nice. And I'll just pick up anything that I can grab along the way and sell any of that stuff at the bazaar as well. I don't have much inventory space though, so I probably won't be able to pick up much. But I am gonna prioritize flowers and herbs. I ended up having to dump quite a few of my bugs, and I might still also dump the one butterfly that I have. Inventory space right now is a huge problem. There just isn't enough of it, especially when you're given the quality and the freshness system, because you can't stack items that are of differing qualities, and if you have the same item that's of a different freshness, you're not allowed to stack those items either. So we got here just in time. And the goal is $40,000 to $50,000, which I feel is a very lofty goal. I'm counting on Grandpa to come by and buy all my stuff again. I did have that happen when I was in practice. And so I'm wondering if he has a higher likelihood of showing up when you have a huge stack of items on display, because I honestly couldn't tell you how that works. But here's to hoping, because that helps out significantly. I'll probably just start by putting out multiple items for the sake of variety. And as the bazaar goes on and there's more and more people, I might be able to put out both stacks of the turnip salad, because I have quite a bit to sell here. And it actually seems to be that my other items seem to sell more than the stuff that I've cooked. People seem to snatch up other stuff, even branches and stuff, which I just always find really odd. I don't know if it's like a cost thing. Maybe the people that are coming to the bazaar only have a certain amount of money. This time, last bazaar, we had so many questions, we had so many people coming to the stall, and that hasn't been the case so far. We haven't actually had a single person who has been asking me questions. So we can also look at the value of this sand rose and this moonstone. Very, very expensive, but you have to keep in mind that these are also sort of rare, because there's only a slight chance of getting these when you bust open rocks. So it's sort of a sell at your own discretion type of a thing. We will get the ability to use these things, but we're not going to get that ability for a few months. And so for me, it's just not worth having them clogging up my inventory. And it helps me get ahead, too. That's an item that some people might not normally have. It all just depends on what you find in the water. And it looks like having 2 stacks of salad isn't hurting me too much. We had a few people come and buy some. Now this little kid is going to ask us for some scrap metal. And if you want to earn a little bit of reputation without losing your item, you can ask them to pay. And they're actually very polite. They're like, right, stuff costs money, I'll BRB. Whether or not they come back, I don't know, but you don't have to sacrifice your items and your reputation. It's always kind of nice to have a win-win situation like that. So I think I will save my sand rose, and I'll set out the moonstone. If I recall, that's what I ended up doing when I was playing this on my own. I know I didn't sell both of them. It's the same reason that I keep holding on to the gold. Just for now, until I start to get gems and gold and stuff a little bit more consistently. I don't want to just see dollar signs in my eyes and get rid of them, because later on we will have a use for this stuff, and you can use it for things that are more useful or that will get you even more money. But even though that was a very big ticket item, it didn't seem to have any problems selling. So I think there goes my theory about people at the bazaar not having money, because clearly they do. Someone just waltzed up to the counter very casually and dropped several $1,000s. And Lloyd manages to sell stuff every single bazaar, and he manages a stall that sells ores, and it's very expensive to buy from him. So Grandpa hasn't come by yet, and I am sweating a little bit here. We've made a decent amount of money, I can't complain. But it would be nice if we could just get the whole stack sold off. So this person doesn't have enough money for this item, and you can give it to them for half price, which again is a way to salvage your reputation and not lose the item. So I'll go ahead and chat with Ivans for some free reputation here. Even though he's not buying anything, it is nice to have a little bit of a chat. And they're looking for the seed stand, which is going to be on the lower side. Now, I'm assuming they're looking for Raoul's stand, but if you have Chen at the bazaar like I do, he would also sort of technically be lower than you, so I think the answer is always going to be the same. Oh wow, okay, so we are actually doing pretty well, even without Grandpa's help. We only have one stack of salads left over. We still have lots of time left in the day. This is definitely taking a little bit longer than it did when I was doing this earlier, but we're being just as successful here. And once again, we're gonna tell that kid to knock it off. Don't do dangerous, fun stuff around my store, please. I'm gonna go ahead and just sell my potatoes. I might hold on to a few of them and experiment with some cooking later, maybe save them for later. But we are getting very close to the goal. We needed to sell in between $40,000 and $50,000 worth of product, and so far it actually seems like we're going to reach that goal. And again, this lady, we're gonna just give her words of encouragement rather than give her our item. I'm cruel that way. The lady comes to your store and she's like, I'm literally gonna pass out, and you just say, you can do it. Willpower will get you there. I don't know how that makes your reputation go up still. So we've sold all of our salads, which is fantastic news. I was really worried about moving all that product, but it doesn't seem to be an issue. And that also means I don't have to worry about selling this sand rose right now. I think it's a good idea for me to just hold on to this. I can also use this as some additional income on weeks where I might not anticipate getting much sold. So now all that's left is just all the extra little dregs that I have left. I don't know that I really have anything that's worth going back to the house for. It's gonna be much of the same next week. It's just going to be turnips and anything else that I can get my hands on to sell. So sometimes it's a good idea to keep a little bit of a variety of stuff back at the farm. yeah, I mean, I've got some flowers to sell. And if I wanted to, I could sell some branches. But at this point, I might as well just try and sell off this last little bit that I have. And then once I sell these flowers, I'm gonna take off and call it a day. Because there are a couple of things we want to look at before we go. We need our own time to do some shopping. So we will take a break now and we'll have a look around the bazaar. So we've met the goal. Hopefully that will put us in the top 3 of sales. I don't think we got enough questions to get our reputation up to have the happiest customers, but I'm pretty happy with that. So firstly, beside our stall, directly beside us, we have Chen. He was the merchant who came and introduced himself to us earlier, and he sells seasonal crops that are different from what Raoul sells. They're usually a little bit more rare. The stuff sometimes can take a little bit longer to grow, but they're probably going to get you more money than just whatever standard stuff you can buy in town. And then he'll sell cooking stuff as well, so seaweed and oil, things like that. Next to him, you can see that Sherry has opened up her seed store, and we can now grow trees anytime we want. Trees, thank God, are nothing like Sunshine Islands where you need to be a mathematician to grow them. They are extremely easy to grow, but right now we just don't have the space for them. So we will remember Sherry's location for later, and we might buy some stuff from her further on down the road, but we just need to know that she's there. The next tool that Felix has for sale is the axe. Now at this point, with our very limited amount of inventory, you might want to hold off on buying the axe because all of these tools will take up space either in your bag or in your storage. I know I'm running out of room. Now the axe is useful because it can turn branches into lumber. But he'll have this every single bazaar until you buy it, so it's not anything that's invincible, it is not seasonal, just buy it whenever it is that you're able to. Whenever you can afford it, and whenever you have room for it. And then finally, the third new addition to the bazaar is Ganon's shop. So he's also doing some carpentry. And he does different carpentry from Wilbur. He will make our stall here at the bazaar bigger, and he can also make it so that our storage stuff will last longer. Stuff will stay fresher in storage. And his upgrades are very expensive, so they're definitely not something that we're going to be getting anytime soon. Both of his upgrades right now will cost us $30,000, which is a little too rich for my blood. I could afford it, but we don't want to drop that kind of cash right now. However, I am absolutely dying to get some more inventory space. So we are gonna pay Wilbur some cash, and we are going to expand our storage for 10K. I think that's very reasonable for the amount of money that we have right now. This might not be something that you can afford. I've just sort of gotten some more ore and gems than some people might have gotten at this point, so This is not something you have to have done right now. Don't feel like you're falling behind or anything like that. I think most people probably will not be getting these upgrades until a little bit later. But I am just fortunate I'm in that position where I can afford it, and I'm gonna jump on it because this lack of inventory space is driving me absolutely mental. And then because I'm getting more storage space, I'll go ahead and I'll buy the axe as well. So even with my $14,000 worth of purchases at the bazaar today, I am still left with almost $38,000. I'm really glad that we have no crime, because it would be very easy just to mug me. And that's all that I am going to be buying at the bazaar today. I could buy some more potatoes if I wanted to, but I think I'll just go back to growing turnips. They're quicker and they're easier, and there's just not really anything that I can do with potatoes at the moment except for sell them. I did actually forget to do a quick look between the cost of a potato and the cost of turnip salad. I'll have to look back on that in the recording when I edit, just out of curiosity, but I am pretty satisfied. And what we're gonna do is just go home, go right to bed, and we will hear the results of the bazaar, and we'll fit that into this video as well. And then the morning after the bazaar, when you wake up, if you've ordered work to be done, whoever's doing the work will come and visit you, and they'll just let you know that the work has been finished. And it's very nice because all the jobs are just overnighters, so you don't have to wait for that fancy new field or that additional storage. It is pretty much instant, which I love. I love the idea of having more space. This will give us one additional page worth of storage. So 12 more items we can store, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I think it will make a huge difference. Even just to have room to store stuff, even if we're not using it to keep stuff fresh necessarily, just getting stuff out of the inventory so we can pick up more stuff is really nice. So let's go drop in and hear the results. I don't anticipate having the happiest customers, but hopefully we made it into the top 3 again. I think this will be 3 for 0. I think this will have been every bazaar that we've made it into the top 3 if we do. I'm guessing we're gonna get second. Looks like it. I'll take second. As long as we hit the goal. Apparently people really love Raul's potatoes. He made $54,000 in potatoes, which I find hard to believe. But hey, it must have just been a potato week. It must just be a potato shortage all around the region. So we will get a piece of curry bread. And the bazaar will not be expanding this time because we need to raise a little bit more money before that happens. So that is something that I can put away for the next bazaar. And we will once again have some things happening this week. This is actually a pretty busy week. We've got a few different birthdays. We're going to have introduction to a new game mechanic on the 24th upcoming, which is exciting. So we're gonna unlock some more things to do in the game. And we also have an upcoming festival on the 30th, and Felix will come and give us a little bit of information about that at the end of this week. And I knew in advance that it was going to be Daisy's birthday, but unlike Sherry, I didn't splurge on the gift wrapping simply because we don't have a good high value gift for Daisy at this time. I'll just be giving her the regular stuff that I've been giving her. With the amount of money that I have, I probably could have splurged for some wrapping paper, but we will be checking in on my progress several times this week because we do have a few things going on, and I do also hope to trigger Sherry's heart event either today if I can get it or next Sunday, and that will have taken care of all the first heart events for all the girls. So that is my plan. I'm just going to play today, tomorrow. We will be back on the 24th, and we'll see what else the game has in store for us at that time. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.